Hi, Sourdough Kathy here, and I'm giving you a long view of the garden today. I'm going to be adding some pictures of flowers within it, and I'm also going to show you some daily pictures of daily harvests. So we're going to start down here. Now, I'm going to take you down here where the tomatoes are, and the tomatoes, you'll see in the pictures that the tomatoes are just so prolific. I'm getting a bowl a day. I have been. Now it's been very rainy for a couple of days, so we haven't had much sunlight. So for the rest of these to finish turning red, and there you can see that there are just tons of tomatoes on these things yet. I am just so surprised at all the tomatoes on these bushes here, and you can see over here some of them even are turning red there. Now those little carrots in there are still growing fine, and I'm going to take you over to the other tomatoes. Alright, these tomatoes are the slowest, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, but they have taken the longest to put on fruit. But I have been taking some off of here, and their fruit is smaller for whatever reason. They're the same breed, the hybrid baby boomers, but you know, I don't know what's causing the difference, except that this one is in a plastic bucket, as you can see, and this one I made an air bucket, where it's just a clothing basket, and I put some black liner in it and threw some dirt in it, and it gives them more air to the roots and whatnot. And you can see that there are some red tomatoes still on this one. I pulled most of them off yesterday. Now over here I managed to keep 2 bok choy alive, and I don't know why the other 2 died, but they did. So now I'm going to take you over to Potato Land. Alright, as you can see, this potato is already starting to die out. They are over 90 days now. And I do know for a fact that there are potatoes in this one. They're right here on top. You can see them, and I'm keeping them covered with some cardboard, a little bit of soil there. But here's one of those lettuces that I replanted, and it's doing wonderful. I chopped one down yesterday because my husband needed a salad. So these are the ones up here are the ones that I believe are either half of a potato or a whole potato. And as you can see, they are all beginning to die. We've also had lots of wind along with the rain, so one day it'll be totally windy. This one looks like it's shot too. It's about dead. So, and I don't know what's going on in this one. I've felt around. I'm sure that the potatoes are probably much deeper. Now, in here, these are the potatoes that didn't have a whole lot of dirt in all of them. And I just left them as they were. And we'll see if we get anything in them. Some we will, obviously. I mean, look at this greenage here. It's wonderful. And all of these 9 plants in here are the ones that I start from my potato skins. All this whole batch right here. And I have felt potatoes in some on the other side over there. Now, lettuce has been sparse, even though it started growing nicely. The heat, when we did have heat, just took the life right out of it, and they went to seed. Parsley, we've been picking frequently to dry for later. The beets are still growing. And I just picked some, which you will see on a video, so that the ones that are small can get a little extra space to, you know, try and make another, you know, some bigger ones. Now here are my Blue Lake green beans, and as you can see, they are doing wonderful, nice and green. But I'm going to show you something in just a second. It's on the other side, so I'm going to have to go over there. Alright, I'm on the opposite side of the green beans now. Here's my issue. My bed fell through, and this, we're just hoping and hanging in there that this is going to... In there you see a big black thing. That is a rubber roofing piece of fabric that we use to put inside of it, and it's the only thing that's holding this thing up right now and causing our whole bed to just die on us. So as soon as these are finished, that's going to drop down, and we're going to add dirt, not dirt, but we're going to add wood around the edges and fill that in, because this is not going to cut it, obviously. I'm going to move you on to the blueberries now, and as you can see, the blueberries are doing great. It's obvious I need to get in here and pick today, because otherwise they're going to just fall off onto the ground. I picked a cupful the other day, and you'll see that in the video. Sorry if I'm moving around too fast. I have a problem with that. Look at the size of these cabbages that are in the bed itself. Now you can see this one from this angle, and this over here, and we have our cucumbers that are doing poorly, but still giving me, I think I've had 4 or 5 cucumbers off of that thing now. So let me move on over inside of the garden. I'll just give you a look at this one here. Here we are inside, and I gotta show you, if I can, how big this cabbage is. This is my hand on this cabbage. So you can imagine, the smaller ones that I pulled out of my containers, they were all approximately 2 pounds a piece. This one's got to be 5 pounds easy. No doubt in my mind. And they are looking great. They do so much better in the bed than in containers, obviously, to me. And I don't know why, but I did explain, I started this video and I did explain in it that when I took the cabbages out of the other containers, they were all dried up inside. It's like they couldn't get enough moisture all the time. So I think that's the biggest problem with doing it in containers. I'm going to try and move over here and see. There is a little pickled cucumber coming out here. You see it? I hope. It's hard for us to see because we're in the light. And these were the new ones that came up, but they're not growing fast. And we're going, this is our fall, really. So yesterday I took a bunch of these ancho peppers off, and there's still more on here. You can see right there. And this has been the most prolific pepper plant that we've had this year. I just pulled off 2 zucchinis, so you're not going to see anything on here. You can see those peppers over there are doing wonderful, and those we find now are jalapenos, and they are growing jalapeno peppers on them. So look at this. That tomato I pulled out, look, can you believe this thing? I swear, tomatoes are a weed. I think they're just a weed, and it's got a little fruit on it. If you can see that. Now, one of the biggest things that have troubled me in this garden this year are these squashes. They are summer squashes, but I have lost more to end rot than I've gotten. We just ate 2, and those were the only 2 that we've gotten thus far. And like I said, fall is upon us. So the peppers are doing okay here. They're still I'm trying to cut away some of these flowers here because obviously they've gotten way beyond what I expected them to get to. There's even a few red ones on this, so I need to do a harvest on that. All right, moving on now. Okay, here we are in the carrot area. The Nantes carrots, the half of the container that's growing is doing just fine. The colored ones are doing great. They're just growing and growing. I'm sure to expect some. These can go well into the end of the month without any problems. Now, here's a difference between putting these beets in a big bucket with lots of space and room and good soil compared to the ones that I have in that other little area over there. I've got all this greenery. Now, I am getting one little down there. You can see him. Whether or not the rest of them will put out anything before the frost, I have no idea. Even if they're little round balls, that would be fine. And there, the 2 carrots that are in here, one I know for a fact, this is a white one. A white carrot puts out lots of foliage, but it gives you the worst carrots going. I am not impressed with white carrots. So now I'm going to take you out to the onions. If you watched my video, you saw that I was having some issues with them, but I'll take you out there and we'll go see what's happening. We're not going to the onions. First, I'm going to stop here at the lemon cucumbers. And I want to tell you, this thing is prolific. I have been getting all kinds of fruit on these. They're everywhere. I just pulled off 3 of them, and we've been pulling off at least 2 or 3 a day. So they're doing real good. But then again, I don't know how much time we have left. It's a shame that it takes so long for everything to grow here. All right, now to the onions. Here, I wanted to show you, we really do have bunny rabbits. There they are. There's a little one right there. There were just 4 of them. There's one underneath that car over there. See them? Little white rabbits. There's a big one and there's a little one. Aren't they cute? Except when they eat my plants up. They're not so cute. Okay, I'm going to turn around here gently. And here's the onion garden, and there are some slight issues going on. I noticed that they're turning brown on some of these Mauis, and I peeled away some of it, and yesterday I found some little maggots underneath one of them. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure it has to do with the water. I may have to do an early harvest before they decide to flop over, because some of them are huge, as you can see. I don't know if I can see my 2 fingers there. They're huge. This thing is huge. And I just hope it's not splitting underneath. Now this one has split into 2. So because I've never grown onions before, I'm not really sure as to what to do. I did cut tops because I am finding that some are going to seed or trying to go to seed. So I cut their tops, and I think it's probably time to pull. If anybody has any answers for me as to whether I should get these out of here, especially because we've had so much rain. Please put a comment down below before I lose them all. I really do not want to lose my onions. Once again, a little peek at those little bunny rabbits over there. Okay, we're going to go down to the raspberries. Okay, here we are at the raspberries. You can see that some of them are coming on. Actually, that one's going to fall off. So I should probably get in here and try and do a little bit of harvesting. I don't think much, but I got some lilies growing in there. And of course, my giant rhubarb leaves that need to be picked. I haven't done that since you saw my last video. And I'm trying to move gently here. You can see there's more fruit in there, and I don't know how I'm even going to get to this fruit because now it's all discombobulated here. Now the other day when I was out here and I made my first video that I don't even know what I was doing. It was so wonky. I don't know if it was on or off when it was just crazy. I had to delete everything. But as you can see, there are some strawberries on here, and I picked what strawberries were on there earlier and ate them all. I can see one's going to the bugs right here, so we can pop that off and leave it for the worms to eat or whatever. But it's obvious I have to get some raspberries off before they drop on the ground, and I don't want to lose them. One last place and we'll be finished. Alright, this is one of the cabbages in a pot. It's still doing good, this one, because I've been making sure it gets plenty of water now. The same thing with this little guy over here. Even though it has a little bit of brown right there, I think since we had so much rain and whatnot, it'll be doing fine. We'll cross over these lilies here. This little cabbage here will get a little head, probably be about a 3/4 of a pound or something, maybe half a pound. But this one here is making a nice firm head. And this one in here also. So that's about it, folks. I just wanted to give you a quick tour and show you some pictures of what we've harvested and some flowers. I thank you all for your subscriptions. I hope you'll give me some comments, some information maybe if you have it. And I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.